Folk music is the bedrock of our Western society. Film and Hollywood have relished this pastime in the form of biopics. These biopics focus around the lives of folk music stars, but of course, all these musicians knew each other, so there's going to be some overlap. This overlap has created its own cinematic universe, in a sense, blending the lives of these stars together in this intertwined thread of folk music. However, these films do not bathe these stars. In fact, they highlight the rough parts of each one of these stars' lives. A Complete Unknown follows the life of Bob Dylan predominantly from the years of 1961 to 1965. It chronicles his rise to fame and romantic life. The film shows him getting his start after playing this song for Woody Guthrie.
Here's to Cisco and Sonny and Leadbelly too.
If anybody is left unscathed by their biopic, it's Bob Dylan. He's still unfit and unfaithful, but nowhere near to the extent as Johnny Cash and Elvis. In fact, where those respective movies focus more on the life of the artist, A Complete Unknown is more about the music, how Dylan's fans turned on him when he went electric. The focus on the music folds into his romantic life. He first plays Blown in the Wind for Joan Baez after insulting the way she writes music.
You tried too hard to write.
Really?
Yeah, if you're asking.
I wasn't.
Sunsets and seagulls, smell of buttercups. Your songs are like an oil painting at the dentist's office.
You're kind of an asshole, Bob.
Yeah, I guess.
Play this.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
When he performs with Joan Baez, the real version is referred to by Timothy Chalamet.
No, it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe.
Not that we were going for an academic recreation, but the original video of Bob and Joan doing this song in Newport, it is super informative. You know, they're really having a laugh. Seems like they have a secret or something. That was very informative, you know.
The details of their affair are on full display in this inside joke they're sharing. The director of A Complete Unknown also directed the Johnny Cash biopic, Walk the Line. That's James Mangold. It's clear that he had a good understanding of Johnny's character. The two are near identical in the way they portray the character, drunk and a mess and even haggling over June.
June left for New York with her mama. Pete asked me to stay for the finale today, you know.
Johnny Cash comes off and Walk the Line as kind of a bum. He cheats on his wife and pops pills and he's drunk all the time. This film was so heartbreaking for me as a Johnny Cash fan that I had to shut it off several times. However, it's also this potent romance about him and June Carter and how she helps him get sober and eventually marries him. He may not have been in real life the stark configuration of American values, but his story is still instilled with hope. Hope for addicts to get sober. Hope for up-and-coming musicians to make a record. Hope for hopeless romantics to find love.
Well, don't do that. Don't lose hope. Don't do that. That's rule number one.
His music doesn't take a back seat, but is instead informed by the relationship he has with June, like when she inspires the song and the name of the film, Walk the Line.
Oh, this tour. You can't walk no line.
Bob Dylan doesn't appear in the biopic, but he does play Highway 61 Revisited, which he talks about receiving in A Complete Unknown. As bad as Johnny Cash seems to be represented, he doesn't even come close to the man he makes an appearance in this film and was a way worse person. Elvis is a manipulative freak. In Priscilla, he tells a 16-year-old girl what to wear, he gives her drugs, he gives her a gun, etc. He's so insufferable in this movie that has completely ruined his legacy for me. Seriously, I've seen less grooming in a PetSmart. The film Elvis is better for his legacy a little bit, but it still doesn't do any justice towards the aspect of him stealing black music and making billions off of it. The film is focused on the fame that came with his start for the most part and the effects he had on the general audience and the pop culture movement as a whole. That being said, it's hard to put aside the grooming and the manipulation that was such a core part of his life. And that is my video on the folk music cinematic universe. Please watch these movies and form your own opinion. Yeah.